go after, right? Like all you can do is try to get on the news and bring it out and bring it up and be like, oh, that money never went anywhere. And then, everybody, the companies are just going to be like, what? We said we were going to give it out. Don't worry about that. We'll give it out.
We got patted on the back and got the whole Hollywood. Let's do lunch someday. Let's catch up.
What up? It's Three Brothers No Sense, your favorite barbershop style podcast. I'm Tavares Ferguson, aka Ferg, joined my co-host Buff and Rozzy. Fellas, what it do?
What it do, you say? First off, what up, everybody? Contentville, powered by Inspire You on Air. Thanks for listening to us. Please subscribe, any podcast platform. Get some 3B merch. We hadn't talked about 3B merch in a minute. 3brothersnosense.com, hoodies, hats, shirts, cups, nearly everything you could think of, man. And we got more than just 3 Brothers No Sense. We got some dope shirts with like some cool quotes on there, all different colors. So just check it out, see what you like on there. I'm gonna start off first by saying that I hope Dwight Jackson gets his money. Dwight Jackson is a gentleman from Detroit, Michigan. He's 27 years old. He was applying for this hotel in Detroit. He applied for like 10 different positions more than 10 different positions at the hotel. Never got called in for an interview. Took the same resume, same cover sheet he had been sending in and put the name John Jabrowski on there. Got called in. And then when they saw he was black, they sent him the email once he left the interview. We're good. They did that to him twice. So John Jabrowski got in the door twice. Dwight Jackson more than 10 times, 0 interviews. So he is now
what is he suing
for? And for discrimination. So he is now suing, and I hope he gets paid. Even if he's not right, he can get reparations for all the people who did get wronged. But it sounds like he has a case, man. So we'll see what happens. We've heard of studies being done like that, not only with jobs, but with college admissions and things like that. When you take a black name and then you put a white name on the same resume, the results tend to be a little bit different, skewed in favor of the white names. Speaking of getting money, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Isam Asinga. He is a track and field runner who had Olympic aspirations, but wound up testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs. He is suing Gatorade and PepsiCo because Gatorade sent him a gift basket, and it had like Gatorade and it had these Gatorade gummies in it. He wound up testing positive. He blamed it on the gummies. What happens is I forgot the name of the drug, but apparently there's some type of drug that he's claiming turns up negative at first, and then after 6 months it turns up positive. I could have that the other way around. Either way, he wound up finding one of the original gummies, and at first it did test one way, and then 6 months later it tested another way. So obviously Gatorade is fighting it. But again, if he's right, get your money. So it's a get your money theme. And my last point is Alec Baldwin appeared to have a great day today. His day went from shit to sugar. His case of manslaughter got dismissed. So
tell us about his case.
He's good to go.
Tell him about the gun law, boss.
We don't talk about the gun. So basically, man, he was filming a movie, and he had a prop gun that he thought was, maybe you can correct me on this, I think he thought it was unloaded and it was still loaded or something like that. But he was playing around, pointed it at somebody, and pulled the trigger. And
I didn't know if they were playing around. I thought it was during filming. Okay.
I don't think it was during filming. So
but it was a toy gun. I think it was a load. They can change the load for the explosion or the sound effects, and it was more so, anytime anybody dies because of a senseless, dumb accident, I'm tired of saying my heart goes out, but it's just, I'm overwhelmed,
It's terrible
with it. It's just, but it's crazy. I was talking to somebody about it. It's like, black people get shot for having toy guns. And we got people out here shooting people with toy guns. Is that going to be the next police of the Baldwin defense? Well, in 2019, Alec Baldwin shot somebody with a toy gun, so I didn't know if it was loaded, and so.
Yeah, man, I saw that Alec Baldwin thing. That's crazy that he just kind of got off, but it made sense. I never thought he should have been charged in the first place, right? Like, he doesn't know that gun's loaded type thing. That doesn't make sense to charge him in the first place. But you did bring up the Olympics, and one other thing that I wanted to talk about was Quincy Wilson. So he's the 16-year-old that qualified for the Olympics. So he'll be the youngest track athlete or male track athlete in U.S. Olympic history. So shout out to him, man. He'll be running in the Olympics at 16 years old come the summer. So, the end of the summer. So super dope for him, man. Excited for that. Other thing is I wanted to say RIP Redbox. So I don't know if you guys know, but Redbox is officially shutting down. Makes sense. I don't think like most people don't even have DVD players anymore. So let alone going to Redbox to get some DVDs.
Yeah, they do. They have Xbox and PlayStations. Yeah, but like who's using them for DVD players? Like nobody's really going out buying, or not a lot of people are still going out buying DVDs and trying to use that. We definitely bought a DVD today. No, we definitely bought a DVD this week. But I'll get into that.
What?
Because our internet was out for 4 days.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That makes sense.
It reminded us we had a DVD player.
How much was it?
It was.
We would have been shocked because we don't have any DVD. We would have had to use my PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing considering is that or go back to my kids felt like they were in a stone age. But continue, Rizzy. I'll let you go.
No, I mean that's just cool. So that explains why Redbox went bankrupt, right? Like you had to remember that you had a DVD player and you had to go buy a DVD so you can watch it because folks aren't just doing that anymore. But I kind of miss the whole going to Blockbuster, looking for the movie, that type of thing. There's something to be said about that. That was like part of the date night back in the day. So
it was Blockbuster.
That was fun. And so I guess all you have now is
you can pick up snacks at Blockbuster. Now that's love.
Yeah.
That's trying to. That was a flex. That back
you were
in the
balling.
Day.
You were trying to show out. Yep, exactly.
You want some from here? Yeah.
Go ahead, baby. I got you.
Yeah. That was like buying stuff at the dollar movie back in the day. Instead of going to Far More, whatever that was.
What was it? Was it a CVS?
No, bro.
It was Far More.
I think it was Far More.
Age yourself. Like everybody went over there, got their
your snacks and tried to sneak them in.
There's always been
I know. Like the movie workers didn't care. I'm sure the movie workers did not care. Like you didn't have to like really try to sneak it in. You just had to make sure it was covered up so it wasn't like obvious that you were walking in with it. Other than that, it didn't matter.
I feel like that might be a sign of life is when you made it when you don't got to get the hookup no more. Like back in the day, it was going to Far More or wherever to get the snacks before the dollar movie. It's a dollar movie, people. Buff don't remember this. Back at Phillips, walking over to what was that little store next door, getting the jungle juice or whatever and the snacks before the football game and basketball game.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so we weren't gonna pay full price to get a soda at the basketball game or football game. That's $2 whole. So now you don't have to get the hookup no more. So
we ain't having
Rising
that
on the hookup
over at
no more.
Clark.
Yeah,
No, back in the day, I did. I definitely did. So, but other than that, man, I will say I saw Captain America: Brave New World. The trailer came out for that, and I'm kind of excited about it. Finally, I wasn't like, I like Sam Wilson as Captain America, but it just I didn't feel like they were giving him what he needed to be. He was really coming off preachy, and I think the movie is it's changing that a little bit, and it's just going to be him just being Captain America. And yes, he's going to have to deal with some stuff about people not wanting him to be Captain America, but it looks like a good movie. And we'll get to see Red Hulk. That's a big deal for me.
I didn't see Red Hulk. What did I miss?
At the very end of the trailer.
Was that like him
you
standing?
only see like his leg. You only see his leg on the street.
Yeah, I kept looking at the things like Red Hulk. I'm like, oh, can we watch this again? Okay. All right.
Yeah. So that's pretty dope. And last but not least, I want to say Michael Ealy is a menace. I don't know if y'all have seen that video of him like hugging and cheesing with Megan Good while Jonathan Majors is sitting behind him, and then he don't even dap Jonathan Majors up and like totally ignores him and goes on to like say hey to everybody else. That was just that's like nasty work right there, man. I just want to say, but I'm here for it because I've done that. I've been there, and I've been that dude that walk up and make the lady all excited and everything, and whoever she with just be sitting there looking salty and mad. But such is life.
Yeah, he should have punched him.
I don't know what to tell you.
Nothing. He should have punched him. Trying to be petty.
He knew better. I mean, I didn't do anything special. It ain't like I tried to make her get all excited or whatever. It just is what it is. I mean,
you could have spoke to that man
down better. I'm just saying. So I did speak though. I didn't totally ignore him. I mean, because I ain't got beef with nobody. But I mean, I guess Michael Ealy done really mess with Jonathan Majors.
Okay.
Either way it goes, he don't have to speak to that man. That ain't got nothing to do with it.
You just like him because he light skinned.
Allegedly, I didn't see it, but someone I think posted the whole video, and he spoke to Jonathan before that clip picks up.
Okay.
I like the other narrative. Because even with him speaking to Jonathan Majors, that only takes one of the 4 disrespectful actions that took place in that clip. So it's still 3 left. It's still 3 disrespectful actions that took place.
Okay, all right, go ahead. I want to know what were they?
Her giggling and being a little too excited. Nobody should be picking your girl up. Her feet should not leave the ground when she hugs.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. That is get swung on energy right there. And just her just allowing it. You know what
You're just insecure, Byron.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. Okay.
All right, that's what you want to call it. Don't change the fact that I just punched him in his jaw.
Okay.
Call it what you will.
Yeah, man.
You know my take. Everybody got to die. Cameraman, everybody.
Her feet left the ground. I said, "Oh!" and look, I had to watch it more than once because at first I thought she wrapped her legs around.
Yeah, that's when she wrapped her legs. It made no sense to swing, man. You just walk off.
Oh yeah.
Where you go? Who you talking to? Yeah, you might want to send you my location. I'm at the crib. Speaking of the crib, what up, H-Town? I know for any of our H-Town listeners, Houston, Texas, it's been a crazy summer. It's been a crazy few months. Our weather has just been super weird. We just survived another hurricane, and it wasn't that it was a huge hurricane. It was a Category 2 hurricane, but it was slow moving, sat for a while, and just really did is damage. But the worst part is the fact that the city's infrastructure, for whatever reason, cannot or has not handled bad weather, and our power grid is just toast. I don't know the details behind it, but it's for the birds. So at one point there was 2.6.
Your governor. It's because your governor decided that Texas didn't need to be on the national grid, and so you guys can't borrow power from anybody else when your stuff goes out.
That's not new though. I don't think that's new.
It's not new, but that's the reason why it takes so long to get your power back and that type of stuff.
Yeah, my question is like, I get that, but it's like, it seems like everything's worse right now. So that's been, and I'll do my research, but I think that's been true for tens of years now, right? And now all of a sudden in 2022, 23, 24, it's when a bad storm hits, it hits, and that the hurricane happened on Monday. Here we are recording on Friday, and I still know a lot of people who do not have power. And we're talking about a Category 2 hurricane in one of the largest cities in the country. I don't get it. So it doesn't make sense. But luckily, my family's okay. We were joking about it earlier. I bought a DVD because our internet wasn't up, and as soon as we got home, I was joking when we were at Target buying it. It was, as soon as we get home, the internet's gonna be on, and soon.
What movie did you buy?
I don't remember. Whatever the kids wanted to get, it was just they could have got Paid in Full. They could have got freaking Big Booty Butts 7. I was just like, I'm over talking about this internet, like whatever, it was just at that point, they felt like they were in a third world country. My son woke up Tuesday morning like it was a movie or something, barely spoke to us, walked in the room, still rubbing his eyes, talking about, is the internet on yet? Like, that's all he cared about. We had power, all that stuff, but I don't think it, and to that point, I don't think it was a Houston thing. AT&T had some kind of national outage, and I don't know if it was because one of their centers is out of Houston or whatever, but there were internet outages for home internet and phone across the country. So it was Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, Los Angeles, like all over. AT&T customers were suffering. So that and
they
sucks.
just had a data breach.
Huh?
I said, and they just had a data breach.
Yeah.
Yep. All your text messages, everything out there.
Yeah.
So, waiting for that one to come out. Yeah. Lots of news.
Yeah. So that's where we live in. But hey, to anybody, if you can get you a generator, get one. Those things are clutch. Don't be like me in the past. We bought the generator. I don't even know when we bought the generator, but I know it sat in my garage for like 6 to 8 months. Finally took it out the box. Probably sat another 6 months. Then finally got the connection set up for the house, the converter to the house. But it is clutch. There's so many people running around trying to get generators and stuff like that. And I don't know what's going on. This weather is crazy. If you're one of those areas that has bad weather and your city's power grid is sus, generators are clutch. But I'll leave it at that. I'll close with something later, but I'll leave with that. Do we have young Sophia available today?
Yes, we do. Don't talk about her hair. Talk about her hair. Hold on one second.
Make your next move with American Express Business Platinum. You'll get 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. Plus, enjoy access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection. And with the welcome offer of 150,000 points, your business can soar to all new heights. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum. Amex Business Platinum. Built for business by American Express.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
I got crazy hair today.
Where would I be without you?
We were in the middle of taking down my hair.
Sophie.
Yes?
He froze.
Really?
Yes, trying to reconnect. It's that
Sophie, how's
AT&T
it
internet.
Good.
Yeah, you're going to have to get Fios. Y'all got Fios, Razzie?
No, they don't even offer. Well, I guess you can get like the like hubs or whatever, but they're like wireless, so they're not like actually
okay.
fiber or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Sophie, how's it going?
It's going very well.
All right. You're looking a little different today. Something's different. I can't put my hand
My
on
hair
it. But,
is so crazy.
Okay.
Got a little palm over here and a weird
Maybe
thing
that's
over
it. I don't know.
here.
I can't put my finger on it.
It could be anything. Maybe the fact that my shirt's
Do you have a joke for us today?
Yes.
That's what it is. That is what it is. Your shirt is backwards.
Yeah.
How was your trip? How was your world tour?
It was really fun. We went on El Toro, the roller coaster with the awarded best roller coaster ever. With the award, not awarded.
Do you agree?
Yes. I
What
went on
roller
5
coaster was
times.
this, and where was it?
Great Adventure in New Jersey.
Okay.
13 whole hours away.
yeah, they went to Great Adventure, Busch Gardens,
Dominions.
King's Dominion. Didn't you go to another one, or you just went to Busch Gardens a bunch of times?
We just went to Busch Gardens a whole bunch because it was like close and we had seasonal
Where's
passes.
Busch Gardens? In Jersey?
No,
No, that's
that
in
one's
VA.
in Virginia.
Williamsburg.
How far is that
Yeah.
from DC?
It's like
I
about
don't keep
3
track
to
of
4
Oh, that
hours.
sounds
I
far.
think.
All right.
King's Dominion is closer. King's Dominion is like an hour.
But
and
in
a
my
half.
opinion, King's Dominion is worse.
Ooh.
Busch
You
Gardens
think it's
is
worse
better.
than Busch Gardens?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
We didn't like.
Well, we're doing a quick stop at Six Flags Americas just because for the day.
Ooh. Okay, I do have a joke.
Just. Oh yeah, go
Here's
ahead.
my
Go ahead.
joke. What do you get from a pampered cow? Spoiled milk.
Part. Oh.
I'm not letting you guys say the words. I gotta say it.
Boy,
I'm so good at jokes, guys.
all right. Glad to have you back.
All right, bye.
Bye. I should probably flip around my shirt.
Yes,
That little girl sword.
good to have him back, man. Thank you.
All right, who wants to go? Who didn't go last week? We only got 2 questions in.
I went.
And
think
I went.
Yeah, I went. Yeah, I had the first question. So one of y'all.
Yeah, so I think it's on you, Vert.
I don't remember if I went. No, I did. I went after you.
wait.
I went after you, Rozzy.
No,
I went
yeah,
after you,
yeah.
Buff.
Okay,
so
so
I
right.
haven't gone. Yeah, I haven't gone yet.
What did Yeah, I think I feel like I went
Yeah,
last
yeah, it was
week
me. I
after
didn't get one.
Buff. I think
So
his
I
question.
think I got one though. So we'll jump in. So y'all know people like to get on the internet and say anything, and you know, with that comes memes and discussions and think pieces and everything else. And I saw a post that this chick said that she will cut her friends off if they cheat on their significant other, because trust is universal, and if they'll do that to their significant other, she just can only imagine what they'll do to her as their friend. So we've had that conversation about, would you like tell on your friend if they were cheating and this, that, and other, but I wanted to flip it and bring it back around. And would you cut off a friend or distance yourself from a friend if they were cheating?
No.
That's interesting. Tell me more.
My friends don't cheat.
Well, I mean, I get her logic. I get where she's coming from with that logic, but we've talked about cheating in so many different angles, so many different ways on this show. But one of the things we discuss is that, and first we always have to say this anytime we talk about cheating is bad. Let's go ahead and put cheating is bad.
Okay.
But people cheat for different reasons, very different reasons. And I don't think those circumstances necessarily have to do with friendship loyalty. Like, Ferg smashing another chick doesn't break my heart. I'm not romantically involved with him. Right.
Or Ferg hanging out with another friend doesn't break my heart. I think that's the other part about it, right? It's like you can have other friends.
So, you know what I mean? Like you exchange vows with with your significant other. You don't exchange those type of vows with your friends. So I get her logic, but because of, it's like apples and oranges. When someone cheats, it can be for so many different reasons, versus you can be, just like you can still be a good mother, a good father, all these other good things. Hell, I think Martin Luther King was one of the greatest people that ever walked this earth. He fell victim to it. So
he fell victim, like it just snuck up on him.
I mean, it might have. I mean, he was a young popular dude. You know what I mean? So, so he was like a superstar. You know what I mean? But I don't think you can compare the two. I do get her logic though. I just don't agree with it.
Well, luckily I don't have to worry about that because my friends don't cheat and black men don't cheat. So it's very rare that I would have to run into that. But I would buff on this. I would not. Well, I'll put it this way. Yes, cheating is bad. I don't think cheating is a reflection on somebody's character or direct reflection on somebody's character. Now, the way they go about doing certain things, like this person's abandons their family, they bring you into the lie. They are very self-serving. Those are things that are more character flaws that I was like, man, that's kind of crazy, dude. Like you or dude, woman, you're like, you kind of trash, like it's like as a person, like I can look at you differently, right? Like I'm like, that was a bit much, you did this, and this. I would look at that person differently and maybe not cut them off, but it might change how I view them and how close I let them into certain situations, because there are people who are just out for self. I think you should always be constantly evaluating the people around you, and people show you who they are. If you do this to your wife and your kids and you're just nasty with it and you do all, it's like, you're cool with me as long as you're cool with me. Like, will you throw me under the bus? Now, the thing about it is there's not much that somebody could do. Like Byron said, because we're not intimate, there's not much you can do that can really kind of affect me that way. Right. But if this person is cheating on their wife or cheating on their husband with their husband's brother or the wife's sister, like there's no boundaries. So will this person hit on your wife, or will this person hit on your spouse, or this person has, if they like something, they're attracted to something, they're going to shoot their shot. That's, those are character flaws that I look for more than just, okay, this person cheated. Like Byron said, there could be multitude of reasons why somebody cheats, and I'm not here to judge anybody for cheating. Yeah, I just don't condone cheating.
I expected a little harsher response from you, because like you've talked about, you don't condone cheating. Like if somebody around you is cheating, you're gonna be like, dude, don't bring that around me. Like I don't want to see it, that type of thing. So is that generally distancing yourself from me? Like maybe you don't cut them completely off, but like, I'm not going out with you, and I know chicks are going to be there because, I'm not
going out with you and your lady. Yeah, I'm not going out with you and your lady. We're not about to, no, don't bring her to the house. Don't bring her to the hangout. No, do what you do, but don't put me in it. I really don't really want to hear about it, honestly. But I'm not going to, if the guys are around and you're talking, like, I'm not going to make you uncomfortable with your situation or around the crowd, because I'm just one person. But don't involve me in it. And depends on how you handle yourself. Like, yeah, I might distance myself. I might change the way the dynamics of our friendship might change. But, I don't know what it would take for me to to be so put off by a person. Like, nah, I can't rock with that. Like, it would have to be this person cheated on somebody with, I don't even know what it would be.
Yeah.
But there's a line. I just don't know what that line is.
And that's so I think you're kind of towing the line there, right? Where you're saying, yeah, you can't bring your lady around me. I don't really want to go hang out with you. Like, I'm not gonna make plans with you if we're going to a club, because I know you're gonna be cheating on your lady or whatever in the club.
Nah,
like,
if we're going to the club, like, I can move around and do what I'm doing. I'm saying, don't bring your lady to the club. Don't, I don't know. I think, like I said, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to cut you off, but I'm not going to not be me. Yeah. Because of you.
You may pull away from the relationship a little bit. You may distance yourself just a little bit. Like,
I got more friends.
So, and that's a little bit of where it always depends, right? It always depends on the situation, that type thing. How long we've been boys, right? Like, if we've been boys since high school and you 20, 25 years and you cheating, like, that might be very different than we kind of homeboys for the last couple of years type thing. But I like what you said about if they don't have boundaries with it, right? Like, they're cheating with her sister or her cousin or her friend type thing. I really do at that point, like, like you say, are you going to hit on my lady, right? Are you going to be in her DMs as soon as I end up deploying, if I'm in the military, or I got to go out off for a week for my job type thing? You're going to be trying to, like, come in and, lay some pipe type thing, or oh, you need to fix this thing, I got you, baby, type stuff. So there is a little bit of a lack of trust in that friendship when you start seeing them, like, moving differently. But if I hate to say it, if they cheat respectfully, then it might not be as bad.
Classy cheater.
Pinky up, yeah.
Yeah. They slide into your lady DM with a pinky finger. Respectable pics.
So,
yeah.
I can't think of a thing that would just be like flat out, that's my homeboy, that's my dude, and he's cheating. Like we talked about, right? That it's I'm not gonna snitch on him. I'm not gonna tell on him. I'm not gonna be like, hey, your husband or your, my boy is cheating on you type thing. So even if he's doing it, I'm not snitching. So it is what it is. That's my homeboy. That's my homeboy for life.
It's the boundaries. It's you might not shoot your shot at my lady, but you end up cheating with another one of my homeboys' ladies. It's like, damn, you smashed da-da-da's baby mom. Like, it's certain things. It's like, man, there's boundaries, when the cheating affects our friendship or affects our circle or our lives, and you're so caught up with your lust or whatever you want, and that you're willing to jeopardize our boundaries or our livelihood, then that's when I think that's my line. Like, damn, Buff hit me up like, dog, that I slid in Tabs, try to slide in Tabs DM, like, for real? I can't rock with him.
Yeah.
Like, that's, that's, he don't even got to cheat. Like, that's just like, dog, that's disrespectful. Like, that's a whole nother level. Like, even if a homeboy that didn't even know, like if Buff came there and one of my homeboys thought Tab was cute and he tried, like, I couldn't even rock with him. He don't got no loyalty to Buff, but I'm like, dog, you gonna shoot your shot at my homeboy wife?
Right.
Like, nah, man. Like, there's a level of, he ain't even got to be married. Like, he could be single and still there. There's a level of when you invade my circle, when your wants and needs invade our circle, our peace bubble, I got to look at you differently, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
That's my line.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. So, but again, I wanted to throw that out there because the internet, and they love to just throw stuff out there. But if you said you get where she's coming from, I mean, I understand what she's saying, but it's too far. I don't think many people is like, yeah, I'm cutting off my friend automatically because they're cheating. Like that's not the line for most friendships. And if that is your line for friendship, then I mean, you're a high maintenance friend. Probably don't want to be your friend anyway.
How you making the person that didn't cheat the bad guy?
I'm just saying.
it's like you and your damn standards, God dang, bros. You got one for us, Buff? You got a question?
I do actually.
Okay.
So, what was that? 2020 with George Floyd?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we saw a lot of marching and protesting, and a lot of people saying that they were committed to change in the immediate aftermath of George Floyd. But my question to you guys is, what exactly did we get as a Black community? Because we saw a lot of companies, saying Black Lives Matter, and they were going to do better with diversity and inclusion, and they were going to do their part. And I think for the most part, what we got was maybe some temporary diversity, inclusion, diversity, equity, and inclusion investment. And it seems like that's being pulled back now. We're seeing a lot of companies get rid of some of those programs. A lot of schools get rid of it. What exactly did we get after the murder of George Floyd? And what should we have gotten if we didn't get anything? What should we have gotten from that?
Go ahead, Ferg. I'll wait.
Go, Ryan.
Oh, I was gonna say we got a lot of backlash, lip service. We got nothing of substance that was lasting. We got a bunch of DEI departments that got stood up, and like you said, they've been shut down within 4 years. There's been legislation that has come about to say we can't have what we supposedly got after George Floyd, with all those DEI, initiatives and everything like that. Companies said they were going to invest millions and billions into, like diversity, like policies and things like that inside their organization. And none of it came to fruition. Almost none of it. You saw diversity numbers starting to get reported, and nothing's gotten better for most companies. And now they're even pulling back and not even reporting them anymore. They're just like, we just don't care anymore. It's sad, bro. Like, I'm truly disappointed in what I'm seeing over the past probably 6 months to a year after all of that. It's like they're pulling everything back. I talked a little bit about the DEI bill that came through Alabama and how it's affecting. I can't even give out scholarships right now, right? I have almost $5,000 in scholarships to give out this year. Luckily, the Jenica Kimberly one at UA, we were able to kind of fandangle some stuff. We found somebody and we were able to give that one out. That one's about $2,500. But like the ones that I have at UAB, I can't even give those out right now. It's difficult to be able to pick. Like, I can give them out if I want to, but I don't know if they're going to who I want them to go to. I don't know if the person's Black. I don't know if the person's a male or a female. It's difficult to even get names from the school to be able to give and announce who I'm going to give it to. So it's totally blown up what we've done. And what should have happened is these policies and everything that you see about DEI and the anti-DEI stuff, that's what should have happened for us. Is we should have had policies ingrained in law through lawmakers. Right after that, there should have been bills passed that diversity, equity, and inclusion was gonna be ingrained in. It's a civil right. That's what should have been reinforced. What we did is we assumed that it was based on actual civil rights, right? And saying that, hey, all people are created equal. You have equal access to this stuff. You should be able to do it. And what happened is they said, well, yeah, you have equal access, but you can't do anything special for these minorities. You can't do anything for these oppressed groups. And so it's a way for the majority to be able to just continue to oppress. But because they're saying, oh, no, we're not going to do anything to help the minority and any of the oppressed classes get a leg up, catch up. And that's what we're seeing right now. So it's sad, bro. I'm disgusted at what I'm seeing right now, truthfully. So my bad, Ferg. I didn't want to go off too hard.
No, I mean, it's simple. I mean, we got put in our place, and we got our generation, current generation, got shown who America really is.
Why you say we got put in our place?
It was you Negroes are getting a little too uppity. Like, this is really America. Like, it's the fact that we had to even fight for George Floyd. Like, the fact that this was, like, it's caught on camera, like, everything. There's nothing. The fact that it was even a case is laughable, right? If you look at it, it's laughable. The fact that we felt vindicated because this dude got convicted is laughable. These DEIs, and I feel like people, we got put in our place, like, hey, we admit there's some bad stuff going wrong, but I'm starting to feel a little too bad about it. You guys are getting a little too excited about it. And at the end of the day, let's just get back to normal. Like, not even to normal. We took steps backwards. We are worse off today than we were before George Floyd, before all these DEI initiatives. You know what? They got a little too uppity. Let's put them back in their place. Think about everything that's happened since then. DeSantis, Trump, the DEI, the fact that, it's just crazy.
It's crazy. I was listening to CNN and I can't remember the anchor that was talking about it, but she said, as a black woman, I have less rights today than I had when I was born. And it's true. She anti-abortion, anti-DEI, the Civil Rights Act and gutting that. I mean, pre-clearance is gone. Like, she literally is like, I have less rights, and she is telling the truth than when she was born. That's crazy.
We got to see what America really wants, because there's no way, if America didn't want it, this shit would happen. Like, this is what the majority wants, and they might not say it out loud, but nobody's fighting to keep DEI except the people it benefits. Like, America wants this. Everything. They'll fight tooth and nail for gun rights and unborn babies and freaking whales and dogs and all kind of shit. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Like, this is what America wants. I got nothing else to say.
I ask because I feel like Black America, obviously we went through the anger and the hurt and the pain. I know some people who to this day haven't watched that video. They can't watch that video. But there was a lot of hurt, anger, and pain. And then after that, I think for a little while there's a certain amount of us that got probably as hopeful as we did when Obama was elected president, like 12 years earlier. And I just remember, all these companies coming out with these "we stand with you" type of statements, and pledging money that I don't think really even went anywhere. They just would say, we're pledging $20 million, and it's like a year later, he's like, hey, where that 20? I feel like I did see a report on that like a year later. Like, where exactly did that money go? And it never like even left. It never even left the company. It just said, yeah, we pledged it. It never went anywhere. All we, you know what we got from the George Floyd thing? We got a Dave Chappelle special. We got Black Lives Matter posters posted everywhere, especially in DC near the White House. And we got, like I said, a bunch of statements from companies. Other than that, Ferg took my talking point. I was going to say we've probably lost some of the progress we had prior to George Floyd than we have now. I think we have less right. I see Duke, they had a program where they took care of the tuition and the housing for minority students. They're getting rid of that. Iowa University doing the same thing. The things Razio talked about, like, it's like they said, wait a minute, we giving these Negroes too much. Let's take it back. And even though I think this still would have been unfair, you don't even hear them saying, okay, whatever percentage of Black people that we're giving, or minorities we're giving these programs to, in order to make it fair, we're going to give white people the equal amount. No, they're just saying we're just going to get rid of it. We're going to get rid of it because most white people, it won't affect them. Like it won't harm them like it will minorities. So, and as far as what we should have gotten, like what both of you guys said, man, like some permanent legislation, and really just holding these companies accountable. Like they really just would either just put a black face in front of a problem, or like I say, just empty pledges. And we didn't follow up on it, and a year or two passed, and we're back worse off than we were.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we knew who to follow up with, right? Oh, am I? Can you hear me?
No, I was talking to me.
Okay.
Yeah. You're good. I was talking to Ferg.
Like, I don't even know if we knew who to follow up with, right? Like you said, these companies were just putting out these pledges or whatever. Who do you call? Do you call the CEO and be like, where was the money? Like, you know, it's
where the money at?
Yeah, like who do you call? You can't go to a branch.
This was a classic. Have your people call my people.
Right. And so I don't think we even knew who to go after, right? Like all you can do is try to get on the news and bring it out and bring it up and be like, oh, you know, that money never went anywhere. And then, you know, everybody, the companies are just going to be like, well, you know, we said we were going to give it out. Don't worry about that. We'll give it out.
We got patted on the back and got the whole Hollywood. Let's do lunch someday. Let's catch up.
Yeah,
and walk off and don't even get your number.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's like the episode of Martin where rerun. What happened if you show up at my house?
Yeah, exactly.
You get sprayed. Like it's you know, that's Hollywood talk. And that's all it was. It was lip service. And we're
I do struggle with
it. Was what they needed.
I do struggle with this though. And this doesn't even have to be a question. I'm just throwing this out there as thought. I struggle with collectively, what do we want?
I've been saying that. Yeah. That's the we don't have we don't have an agenda.
Well, when we say we're not a monolith, we're a little too divided.
We don't, right?
No,
we're a little too divided.
I think we have it. The problem is that how do you get there? I think we got a consensus. We want to be treated as equals. That's the consensus. That's what we want, right? The thing is, how do you get there? And so when you talk about we don't have an agenda, we don't have policy that can confirm and make sure that we are treated as equals. And so I think, but it's hard. It's hard to be like,
and they're saying they're treating us as equals.
That's not tangible. Right. Like they need,
treated as equals. It's a problem. Is the fact that if you want us to treat you as equals, then you can't have DEI. You can't have these things. They're using our agenda, if that's the agenda, against us. You know, like when the feminists said, you know, we're equal, we're like, okay, bitch, open your own damn door. You know, like it's chivalry is dead. If chivalry is dead, if we're telling feminists they are equal, then, you know, it's, hey, you want to be equal? Here you go. Anything that's supposed to help you.
So
So we don't have an agenda, Byron. It's and I think the reason I say that is because from what I see, Black America as a whole is so dependent on emulating white America and white success. Ooh. That it's so hard to like break away from what is good for us look like. Like if you look at, and I've said this before, if you look at migrants or immigrants from other countries, and you look at even the things that we joke about when it comes to career paths and stuff like that are stereotypes. They have a goal, they have a plan, they have things that they can collectively agree on. For the most part, I'm not trying to make everybody seem like we're the bad guys. It's they know that they can come over here and they're going to start a nail shop. They're going to come over here and they're going to do certain things. This is their agenda. Business, getting our kids, working here, getting our kids ahead, education, all this stuff. That's not us. We're trying to figure out. We want the house and the white picket fence and the 3.2 kids and a dog. We want white American success, and we don't know. How do we get there? Back to your original point, Rising. How do we get there? Be white. That's the only way to be for Black people to be successful in their current trajectory is to be white, because our idea of success emulates white idea of success. If it's, hey, people come over here struggling just to make a better future for their kids. Success for them is my kids become doctors and lawyers and and we, I'll work in a cleaners and I'll start a Chinese restaurant. Go to any of these things. Go to a Chinese restaurant and ask them what my kids at U of H studying to be a doctor or a lawyer. Like, they'll do whatever it takes. We're just emulating white success, but they don't need to be a question. I'm gonna have a lot of backlash from that. But so it comes to the end of the show, fellas. Let's go ahead and close it on out. Y'all got me upset already.
So look, I talked about resumes at the beginning of the show first. And resumes usually have those bullet points. I feel like we as Black people, we have a resume of things that we want. Maybe we just need to just start with one thing at a time. Like Razi started off by saying, we just want to be treated equally. And then, of course, that turns into, how does that look? What do you mean? And we just need to come up with one thing to like push to get past. And then we take care of that. And maybe that's the only way we can do it. Just do it incrementally.
Yeah, I think, it's when you look at what is that thing? Is it access to education?
Yeah, where do we
you have
start?
A lot of people.
Yeah.
People can give a damn about education. Education. Our test scores. When it comes to education, I don't have the statistics to support it, but I'm pretty sure we're at the bottom of the barrel. Financial literacy, people. We get a little money. What do we do with it? It's what do we want? Yeah. We've talked about this in previous episodes, like giving back and all this stuff. We're not a monolith. And because we're not, it's what Buff, Rising, and Ferg want is probably not the same thing somebody else wants in random city in freaking Mississippi, where, mom and dad and everybody's dropping out of high school and all this, like, got all these babies out of wedlock. Like, it's not the,
We'll definitely come back to this. Mm-hmm. There's so much to discuss. I'll just say this to end the show. All I got is I'm proud of myself. I think I told you guys a couple episodes ago I was watching Limitless on Nat Geo via Disney Plus with Chris Hemsworth, aka Thor, and he just does these things. He's out on a quest to live as long as he possibly can, and he's doing all these different things. And one of the episodes was about fasting, and he fasted for 96 hours. And it talks about, what your body does when you fast and the helpful things that it does. So I got interested in that, and I'm going to start small. So I wanted to fast for 24 hours. I wound up doing that this week, and I actually wound up fasting for 40 hours because Wednesday I didn't eat after 6. And then the whole 24 hours of Thursday, I didn't eat. And I didn't eat till 10 o'clock this morning on this Friday. So I wound up doing 40 hours. But I'm going to try to do 24 hours once a month. And maybe because right now I don't see me doing it. But I want to try. I want to try for the 96. Maybe one day next year, I may work my way up to it, but I want to get a few 24s under my belt. But either way, I was proud of myself. I actually felt good when I woke up this morning, man. It was not as difficult as you may think, because I was telling people at work, they was like, man, I don't think I could do 12 hours. So
yeah,
all I had was coffee, I had tea, and water. That's it.
And so I was going to ask about the fasting requirements, because the closest thing I've ever done is one of my friends, a listener who's been on the show before, Rafiq, is Muslim, and he's I don't know if he still does it, but at one point he would ask friends to fast with him. He would ask different groups of friends to fast with him during Ramadan, and I think I did 3 to 5 days one day.
You did 3 to 5 days?
Well, it's different. Ramadan's different, right? Because you can only eat.
But no, Ramadan is from
sun up to sundown.
Sun up to sundown.
I got you.
But the thing about it is, and the reason I asked, that's why I was asking. But with Ramadan, it was nothing touches your mouth.
No water, anything.
So you can't chew gum, no water, nothing like that. It was you barely get to brush your teeth type stuff. It was, and it was funny because in my mind, it's okay, the sun come up about 6:45, 7 o'clock. I can eat by 6:30, and the sun go down by 5:30. It's like, no, it's a universal clock. It's, hey, sun up is at 3:45 a.m. Sundown on day 3, because every day it changes based off of, like, I don't know what it is, some kind of calendar, solar equinox. I don't know what it is, but it was, 3:45 a.m. till 7:47 p.m. on this day. And it was like, and, but I think I did 5 days with him. It was definitely, so the times I was supposed to eat, I would find myself trying to do something productive.
Mm-hmm. Gotta stay busy. Gotta stay busy.
I think it was whatever year when we were doing that walking challenge. So I would get up at lunch and go walk. Breakfast, go walk. When I was usually eating dinner, I'll go walk or do something, read a book. Like, so that's what I was doing. And it was clear. It helped me clear my mind. But then as soon as my 5 days was over, I went back to being a glutton. Stuff like that.
Yeah, man. So that's something I enjoyed the challenge, man. So that was cool for me. And other than that, man, we got us a money ain't everything athlete, man. Listen, I make nowhere near this type of money, so it's all good money to me. But Jalen Brunson of the New York Knicks just signed for 4 years, $156 million. He actually could have signed for up to $268 million, but he left $113 million on the table to, I guess, help the team, and they have money left over to get other players. Hey, that's great for you. That's great. Couldn't be me. Couldn't have been me. But that's, that's cool. Look, my team, the Miami Heat, when the Big Three came together, they definitely, left money on the table. They absolutely could have gotten paid more than, I think they were getting paid like $20 million a piece. So, hey, I get it. If you're a Knicks fan, you definitely appreciate it. But as an athlete, man, F them fans. Man, fans, their love for you is so fleeting, man. Get your paper. But, hey, salute to you, Jalen Brunson. I'm not going to even say I hope y'all win, because y'all are the Knicks and y'all are rivals to my Heat. But what I will say is I hope the fans appreciate you, win or lose, because I saw Isaiah Thomas. He didn't do this. He didn't turn down money, but he was not the Detroit Pistons, Isaiah Thomas, but the one that played for the Boston Celtics. Mm-hmm. He was in line to get a big contract because he was playing great that season leading up to free agency. He got hurt, and I think he was out the league like 2 years later, but he did not get the bag because he got injured. And I'm just saying, you want to get your money while you can, but we'll see how it works out. But good for you, though, Jalen Brunson. I assume you're happy with it.
Yeah, he might be chasing a title. I know a lot of those guys, they're like, the money's one thing, but having that ring at the end of the day is just as important to them. The money's important to me.
My kids can't eat no rings. Damn that rings, man. Touché. But that's good. Hey, you know what? Fans want their athletes to sacrifice, so more power.
He missed one shot. They gonna hit him. One game winning shot.
Yeah, bomb.
You ain't worth the money we did give you. So that's exactly what they're gonna say. So all I got, man, is I want to shout out Jefferson County. I remember during COVID, I think all the schools were giving out free lunch to everybody. You know, you didn't have to pay or whatever. And Jefferson County, which is, I think, 92% poverty or under the poverty line or like low to moderate income or whatever it is. So, but they are officially giving free lunch to everybody. You don't even have to apply anymore. So if the kids want to go eat breakfast and go eat lunch, they can at the schools. And that's a big deal. I know, you know, food insecurity is a huge thing right now, especially when we talk about inflation and how expensive food is. And a lot of people can't afford to go and get food and everything for the kids. And some of the kids, this is their only real meal of the day. But even the kids that they're eating at home or whatever, now they're able to just go ahead and go to school and eat there and not have to worry about it. So that's a relief off of those parents that those parents that are just above the cutoff, the ones that don't lie on the application. So now they got to actually pay for the full lunch. Those folks don't have to worry about it, and they get that little bit of relief as well. And their kids are able to eat free throughout the year, no matter what. So shout out to them. Shout out to the school system to be able to do that. And shout out to the superintendent down in Mobile County who gave the huge bonuses. I don't know exactly how much that he gave to everybody, but he gave every full-time teacher and employee in the Mobile County school system a bonus. So kudos to you guys. Atlanta is raising their right now. Atlanta, I think, is the highest paid teacher salary schedule in the nation. So people are starting to wake up and understand that teaching and teachers and education is important. Kind of what you talked about, Ferg, like people don't care. I think superintendents, these folks, they do understand it, and they're doing what they have to do to try to get people into education and to be able to take care of our kids so that we don't lose the best talent to outside of the education systems. So just shout out to everybody that's kind of taking it upon themselves to help these kids.
Good stuff.
Okay, that ain't bad. Yeah, I'm looking at it. That is pretty good. Atlanta is that's well, no, that's they're making they're 27% above the national average. So that's really good. I've always been interested. I think we've had that conversation before, but mine is simple. People, take time to do your research. I say that because so many things are happening every day. We take things for granted, and we as a public don't know how things work, myself included, dealing with all the weather things we've had lately. Never really thought about my home insurance, my property insurance, like any of those things. We take people at face value. And I know a lot of people who are in Texas right now having to file claims, realizing that their deductibles are crazy, or the insurance doesn't cover certain things. And as I was going through my process, I was joking with them and saying, this is not something they teach in school. If somebody told you need to have 3 times your home value for insurance, you're going to accept it. If they tell you need to have half your home value, you're going to accept it. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm saying do your own research, but be cautious of what's going on. Be cautious of what the requirements are, what the recommendations are, and then what you have. What I always think about is people used to ask back then, what's your credit score? You're like, I don't know. It's like not knowing is not help.
Yep.
It only hurts you. So do your research. It's hard to pinpoint things that you should know, but things that affect your house, your house, your household. We've seen this 1,000 times with insurance when it comes to burial insurance, health insurance, life insurance. People finding out that they don't have coverage. So please do your research. I say just take time for the rest of 2024, become knowledgeable in your insurances. That's my challenge.
Yeah, because especially
health insurance,
in places
life
like
insurance,
Houston, Mobile, places like that, wind and hail, needing a wind and hail rider so that when the hurricane comes, if the wind is the thing that messed up your house, you actually can file a claim, right? You talked about deductibles there. If you need to know that you can actually pay that deductible when the time comes. Because if you got a $10,000 deductible and you don't have $10,000 to be able to dish out at any given point, you're stuck. And so a lot of that, man, it makes it hard. And I know it makes it more expensive, but you got to be able to pay it out when it's time. So if you don't have access to $10,000 or can't get to your hands on it pretty easily, then you need to have a lower deductible. So just think about that.
Yeah, you got to figure all that stuff out. It's tough. So I'm not here to give you answers. I'm just here to say I'm seeing it a lot in Houston. People are calling around trying to figure out how they're going to do something, who's going to work with them. And it's sad. I mean, I'm dealing with things. My deductible is, I can afford it. I'm blessed enough to be able to afford it. But just being transparent, for the average person, not even the average person, the majority of people will not be able to do it. And that's not a brag. I don't want to spend it. It hurts my heart thinking about spending it. But at the same time, it's real. So go out there, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that the right people have insurance, that your house has insurance, your car has insurance. I've seen so many people getting wrecks lately and realize they don't have coverage for, replace their cars, all this stuff. So what outside of that, I don't have much. Three Brothers, No Sense. Favorite barbershop style podcast, 6 Rules of Podcast. Listen, like, share, subscribe. Listen,
comment.
Dip, dodge,
comment.
Dip. I was thinking about dodgeball. And comment and listen again. So that's about 17 rules of podcast.